Welcome to the Wildcast Podcast, coming to you from Wildcast Studios with your hosts Adam Lund and Jeremy Boucher.
Hey yo. That's welcome back to Wildcast Studios for another episode of the Wildcast Podcast, your unofficial voice for all things Moncton Wildcats. As always, fan listeners, I am your host, Adam, and I am joined, of course, by your favorite co-hoster, Mr. Jeremy Boucher. How are you?
Honestly,
Chico?
I'll say that I'm lucky. I'm lucky to be here. Because I had a very near-death experience over the weekend. I was
I'm
almost
intrigued.
T-boned.
What?
On Mountain Road. Yeah. So this was. I mean, I've never been in a car crash. Knock on wood. But I've been in some close calls, but this one takes the cake. Like this was,
Really?
oh my God. So I'm on Gorge Road.
Yep.
And I'm waiting to turn left onto Mountain Road at the lights. So I get the green and I begin advancing
Yep.
to make my left-hand turn onto Mountain Road. There's a van coming up Mountain Road, driving in the direction towards the casino, who just decides to blow through the red light. And I thought something didn't look right. I saw this vehicle coming at a relatively fast speed
Right.
and not slowing down. And I'm like, this is okay. So I slowly kind of stop, but he's getting closer. So I speed up, and he jams on his brakes and has the audacity to honk at me.
As they always do, right?
And
Yeah.
so when I looked back to see how close our vehicles were from touching, he was probably within inches of my back bumper.
Really?
Yeah. So if I wouldn't have kind of sped up a little bit, I would have been T-boned.
Were you in the car by yourself?
I was with Megan. She was in the passenger seat. We didn't have Avery in it.
Thank God.
Thank God. But yes, I was wild experience. I thought maybe I was in the wrong. I mean, I thought maybe I saw a green light, but it was actually red.
Yeah.
But I looked up and it was green, and I looked back and his was green, and we went to Tim Hortons just so I could. Well, we always
Calm down.
go to Tim's, and
Yeah.
the person who was in the vehicle behind me kind of followed us to Tim's and said, kind of looked at me and said, you did nothing wrong, kind of
Right.
thing. So I was
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
okay, thank God. Like this was, I would have had a witness if anything, ridiculous would have happened. But yeah, this was a very, very,
Jesus.
very close accident. But yeah, like I said, very, very lucky to be here, and yeah, that was crazy. That was like Sunday. That was Sunday morning. So very, I needed a few minutes to kind of calm down. So we just kind of parked at Tim's and did that. But yeah, that was wild.
Yeah, no pun intended. That was wild. Yeah, that's a lot crazier than the weekend I had, full of sports and shopping and rain and you went to UDM yesterday.
Nice.
Again, shout out to them. Thanks for partnering with us to give some tickets away. They did get back in the series, so it's now 1-1 in a best of 3. So they're in Dalhousie. They were in Dalhousie last night, so hopefully they can get that one and have some more hockey, because you just kind of forget how good the hockey is if you don't go a lot. And I went once last year, or not last year, I guess it would have been 2019, 2020. So this was my first game. I mean, a lot of former Q players. I mean, Mika Sear was on UDM. Christian Huntley was on Dalhousie. Jarrett Baker, who, for those who remember, is still the same player. You can take the player out of Cape Breton. You might not be able to take the Cape Breton out of the player. Still running his mouth and not very tough. Remy Engelhart, Emilio Samson.
Right. Yeah.
Montepe, whatever his name.
Montpetit.
Yeah, that one. Goaltender. There's names I'm missing off that team, but just a lot of Q connections, and it's really good, fast hockey. So if they do get past Dalhousie last night, and they're into the next round. Tickets, I know, at the door were about $16. That's some of the best hockey you're going to see. Great rink. It would be a good junior A rink if Moncton had one of those teams. Like if they didn't have a UDM and you had a junior A team here, it's a perfect size.
That's where
for...
the junior A used to play.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay.
So when Moncton had a junior A team, they were called the Beavers, the Moncton Beavers.
Oh, I like that. Yeah.
And they played at the J. Louis Levesque. Great rink.
Yeah.
The Wildcats have actually had to have playoff games there before because of booking
Stands East and
when
RV shows and
when we were still at the Coliseum and they'd have every weekend in March and April was booked at the Coliseum for RV shows and home shows and speed sport and this and that. You just sometimes you just couldn't work around the schedule, so there would be Saturday night games at the J. Louis Levesque Arena, and you put 1,000 season ticket holders, the passionate fans in that rink, and it can get pretty wild. And there was times where there was a guy I used to go to the games with, and he was known as Horn Guy, and he'd bring an air horn. So the air horns are banned at Wildcats games because of this guy. Like we would sit behind the opposing team's bench, and anytime they'd call a timeout, he'd be there right behind their bench when the coach is trying to tell them what to do, right? And so obviously because of him, we're not allowed air horns at hockey games, but
makes sense.
Man, those playoff games were wild. Let's put it that way. Just an incredible atmosphere. I remember it was Rimouski, I think it was, and Rimouski had a fairly decent team. If my memory's, I think it was Rimouski. Anyways, but yeah, it's great rink, old rink.
The only negative on that rink is those pillars in the stands that you miss.
Yeah.
Standing room is the best way to go if you're going to get there. But again, shout out to UDM on Instagram for allowing us to give away tickets, because if you guys know anything about us, we love to give tickets away. And then, I mean, just another great part of Sunday, Tommy's coming back. Tom Brady's coming back for one more year. I thought he might, but I had started to get to the notion that I'm either going to be in quarterback purgatory for the next few years with a young rookie like Kyle Trask, or I guess second year, or we were going to go out and acquire one. And so I was kind of already setting myself. So being at the rink and having my phone blow up for my fantasy league about that was just an icing on the cake for Sunday. So
on the same day, his last touchdown ball sells for $500,000.
Yep, and
he decides to come back and play another season.
Yep, good times.
Tough break for the guy who bought that one.
Yeah, that's tough. I think the only guy that I know, there are a lot of people that aren't as happy that Brady's back again, just kind of want him to retire. But I think the one guy in the NFL that was happy for him was Jalen Ramsey, who had that final touchdown thrown over top of him. So he's happy that that record won't stand. Into our pop culture for the week. Yeah. Big Brother Canada. Woo! Big Brother Canada. My person, Kevin Jacobs, still there?
Kevin is still around.
Kevin. Yeah.
He's laying low this week and doing good. So we had last week. Marty from Petit Rocher was the head of household, and Jay Northcott was the house guest evicted. So he was a back. I'm not sure, it wasn't a back door. No, it wasn't a back door. He was a replacement nominee, I think it was. I can't remember that far back, but so Jay went home, and so it was him and JC Lee was on the block. JC Lee won the veto, so she took herself off, and
smart.
Yeah, Marty put up Betty. So Jay was one of the original nominees, and Jay was evicted. And then Kyle, originally from St. Stephen, now a resident of Halifax, is the new head of household. Two straight New Brunswick HOHs.
Go team.
And so he's nominated Moose, which is one of my guys, my guy, and Stephanie are up for eviction this week. And spoiler, You have 5 seconds to turn this off if you don't want to hear it.
4, 3, 2, 1.
Moose wins the power of veto, takes himself off the block, and Kyle nominates Josh as a replacement nominee. So we will have either Stephanie or Josh evicted on Thursday night.
All right. Well, like I said, as long as my guy continues to show up, we good. And Masked Singer got started last week. There's 5 go through, so it's good, bad, and cuddly. We had McTerrier, Firefly for good, Cyclops, and the Ram for bad. And then we had cuddly. We had Thingamabob. Got a few guesses. McTerrier was revealed. You had the golden record, the roses, the fake accent. I kind of agreed with Ken. I thought maybe it was Mike Myers.
Mm-hmm.
It ended up being Duff Goldman from
Celebrity Chef.
Celebrity Chef Baker, which was pretty good. I would have never guessed that.
Neither would I. No.
The one that I know for sure, and I don't often know for sure, Thingamabob, cuddly. Is Philadelphia Eagles defensive end Chris Long.
Okay.
So the bell, where are some of these clues? The bell is, whatever.
The Philadelphia clue?
The Philadelphia clue is the bell.
Okay.
The eagle is the eagle.
Right.
Obviously, the tip jar with the bell, is that. The tackle box, he's a defensive tackle, defensive end.
Right.
Hotel California, he's from California.
Okay.
The Bulldog has nothing to do with Nick Cannon. When they went on their Super Bowl run, they were the underdogs, so they wore dog masks.
Okay.
For that whole thing, so... Team Cuddly Thingamabob is defensive end Chris Long. I'm locking that answer in. It's already highlighted on my board here. I'm locking that one in. As for the other ones, the only one that I kind of took a second look, and it's probably not even close, but Cyclops, I didn't get, that was the pirate map and the comic book and the compass and stuff like that. And then as they were going to break, they played Jeff Hardy's music.
I heard that too.
And I was like, all right, well, I'll take a guess with Jeff Hardy because, he's got that big Cyclops tattoo up his neck.
Mm-hmm.
He's into comic books, pirate map.
He's a singer, too.
Yeah,
he's
a
got
singer.
a band, right?
Yeah,
So.
he's just Compass. He's all over. And was Cyclops the North Carolina clue? No, it was the pirate map clue because you thought Lonely Island. So,
yeah.
I heard the Jeff Hardy music and I'm like, that's all right. And it could be Fox WWE, and I get that, but that's my guess for one and my lock it in.
Okay, nice. So for the Thingamabob, I'm also on the Philadelphia Eagles train.
Yeah.
Same thing as you, Eagle, the Liberty Bell, the tackle box. I don't know if that's a clue in regards to the position. I think it's more a clue in regards to football.
Right.
And I think the Bulldog clue does tie in to this person knowing Nick Cannon. I think this is John Darrenbos. I think that's how you pronounce his last name. So he was a magician on America's Got Talent, and Nick Cannon is the host of America's Got Talent.
Yep.
He's also a former Philadelphia Eagle.
Okay. Yeah.
And I don't know if he can sing. That's the thing. But if I start seeing clues about magic, I'm going to be satisfied with my guess here. So he's a well-known musician that's been on America's Got Talent, did it really well. If you followed his career, there's people who have said that, or he's actually said that when he got traded or he signed with Philadelphia, the Eagles saved his life because he was diagnosed with I forget what it was, but it was only the Eagles doctors that discovered it.
Okay. Yeah.
I'm just running off that. I think tackle box is just a football clue. Liberty Bell's Philadelphia, the Eagles the Eagle, so I'm going with John Dornbos. I think that's how you say his last name. But
okay.
Yeah.
Right.
Who's the other one?
We had McTerrier, who we knew, Firefly, a couple clues, Tyler Perry, Apollo Theater. I thought maybe Tiffany Haddish, but
Firefly. I have no sweet freaking clue.
Yeah, and then the Ram was there was a Hamlet Macbeth clue right at the start, touchdown reference. So again, another football reference.
Ram.
Yeah, the Ram.
Did I see that? I don't know if I saw that performance. Wait, yes, I did.
yeah.
I did, but I didn't put a name down for it.
Okay.
My bad.
Yeah.
But Cyclops, I think, is Darius Rucker.
Hootie.
Yeah,
All right.
yeah. Country singer Darius Rucker, also former lead singer of Hootie and the Blowfish. Because wasn't there a Blowfish clue in that theme pack? I think there might have been.
There might have been.
Yeah. So I think that's kind of Darius Rucker. Firefly, no sweet clue.
No.
My
Weird the start to
wife
the
just
show
got
though.
approved for a visa. This is bad. Yeah, that's not very good, folks.
No.
My wife likes to spend money. I'm sorry here. We're going off topic, but this is not good, right? My wife is so bad with money, and she's supposed to be working out right now. So why the hell is she being approved for a visa?
Maybe I was gonna say, maybe
Was she
doesn't
working
know.
out on a visa approval? I thought it was supposed to be leg day, not credit day. So, anyways, we'll move away from that topic.
Yeah.
But the Ram, I might have fast forwarded through that guess. But what were some of the clues?
Well, there's the Hamlet Macbeth, a touchdown quarterback. Those are just some of the main ones I noticed.
Ram.
Yeah.
Oh, wasn't that the one where we thought it was Pat McAfee?
Pat McAfee or Johnny Hecker could be a little
Yeah.
too convenient because they had the 6.
Pat McAfee.
All right. well done. You know what else I noticed about the show? There's no first impression guesses.
I noticed that.
Yeah, I was like, well, that's. Oh, she actually messaged you that she got it.
Yeah.
Oh
That's
boy.
their credit.
Oh boy.
God.
Oh boy. Yeah, no first impression guesses. So I mean, that one was a little weird, but it's
I'm gonna write that Ram Pat McAfee. Okay.
good call. Yeah, I don't mind that. So don't forget, as always, you can follow us on Twitter, Moncton Wildcast, Instagram Wildcast Podcast, on TikTok, and don't forget to like and subscribe on YouTube. We do try to put cool videos on TikTok unless they get taken down, but is what it is. Quick question.
Getting slapped across the face is okay.
Yeah.
But when you post
Yeah.
the barbershop fight, it violates the terms and conditions under violence.
Yeah. Maybe it was the Stone Cold music I put behind it, but
It
yeah,
could've been,
6.2 thousand views, and woke up on Sunday to it violates TikTok guidelines. But as what it is. Quick question. March Madness gets underway. I know we're both huge NCAA hoop guys. Our Saturdays are pretty much taken up with watching college basketball throughout the year. So you got 68 teams because you've got the play-in tournament, which is the top 4 teams to decide who's going to be the number 16 seed. So, Mr. Boucher, you're up.
Yes.
Who do you have winning the tournament?
So, for everyone who knows me, they know that I'm not a big basketball fan.
You are or you aren't?
I'm not.
Oh, I thought
I
you
don't
were.
follow basketball.
What?
I don't know I know basketball.
Yeah.
Fun fact, used to be the water boy for the Moncton High School Purple Knights basketball team. Shout out to Purple Knights, by the way. New Brunswick senior boys basketball provincial champs.
Well done.
Over the weekend at Harbor Station or TD Station, whatever you want to call it, over the it was a city rivalry against Bernice McNaughton High School. So shout out to the Purple Knights on that one. Yeah, so I'm not a big basketball fan. However, I do like March Madness because I like the concept of win and you're in, you keep going kind of thing. If the NBA playoffs were like that, I'd probably watch NBA playoffs.
Or if the CHL was like that, if Chris
Oh,
had his
can-
way,
can
all
you
60
imagine that?
teams and
Oh my
went
God.
one and done, right?
Can you imagine?
That would be something. Different regions and one and done in the CHL playoffs. You load up or you go
Yeah,
home. It'd
yeah.
be something else.
So there has been a team that I have secretly cheered for, probably for the past 15 years.
Can I have a guess?
Sure.
Gonzaga.
Nailed it.
And the only reason I guess that is because they're up in the Pacific Northwest, and that's where
Yes,
Oregon is.
That's where Oregon is. So I've secretly been a Gonzaga basketball fan for about 15 years. I don't own any any articles of clothing or anything like that. But man, I remember when this team was like a 16 seed, a 15 or a 16 seed, and I was like, "Oh, Gonzaga! I like that name. That's a cool name for a university. I'm going to cheer for them." And every single year, they progressively got better. I think that they started out as a no-name school, maybe as a 16th seed. They upset like number 2s and number 1s.
Yeah.
And they're a number 1, right? So I'm going to go with the Gonzaga Bulldogs to win the NCAA March Madness.
Number 1 seed out of the West.
Yeah.
26-3. So I used to be a big basketball fan, NBA. Back when I played in high school, I would have 4 or 5 different brackets, fill it out when we do all kinds of stuff in school, go to the washroom in class and run to the library and jump on the internet because that was a thing, kids. If you're too young, we had to go to the library to get on the internet. But yeah, I go to the internet and I'd check the scores, or I'd catch a game at lunch, and I'd come back just as the bell rang because I was missing that game at lunch. But I was always a big Arizona fan.
Okay.
Mike Bibby, Miles Simon. They
Sun Devils, right?
Nope, Arizona Wildcats. Arizona State is the Sun Devils.
Oh, right.
Big Arizona fan. Back in high school, Miles Simon, Mike Bibby. Like, I used to record these games on the VCR just so I could watch him kind of model my game after, if you will, these 2 point guards. So I'm going to take from the South the 31-3 Arizona Wildcats. Now that
do our teams have a chance to meet?
They
here?
absolutely do. Yeah, the West is on one side, the South is on the other side. You're going to see upsets, so it doesn't matter what you picked in your bracket. It's already been busted. I think your chance of having a perfect bracket is
1 billion. Isn't
yeah,
it?
it's like 1 billion to 1. Like it's there's little chance to have that. I think, if you get 4 right by the time you get done, you've done pretty well.
Yeah.
Because it used to be there was no real upsets. You might get the 12 over the 5, but now, I mean, we've had 16s over 1s, 2 over 11s, or not 2 over 11s, 2 over 15s. Like I could see Duke going on a run because it's Mike Krzyzewski's final year, but it is Duke, and Kentucky's always there.
Duke's head coach name, so
Mike Krzyzewski.
I don't even know that.
Yeah, so
I can't even name you. I can't even name one player on the Gonzaga Bulldogs.
I can't either.
That's how much I watch basketball.
Yeah,
but I just like the name, and I've cheered for them for 15 years.
Well, that's impressive, though. I'm surprised you actually don't have any gear. Like, you got the Oregon stuff. I thought maybe you'd get
if they win a national championship, I might. I'll probably buy something because it's a national championship, right?
Yeah.
But
I respect it. Low key fan. You just
you just wait till they actually do something, right? Before you own it, then you just go out and flaunt it. Oh, national champions, blah 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 blah, right?
Yeah, absolutely. All right, let's get some news and notes from around the queue.
News and notes from around the queue.
So Barbashev will represent Team Red at the Kubota Top Prospects game in Kitchener. I think I typed March 22nd, but I don't feel that's right. March 24th, I believe it is, in Kitchener. He's on Team Red. The QMJHL announced what we all know. The playoffs will be a best of 5 for the first 3 rounds, then best of 7 in the final. Let's be honest, if you went to 60 games, you might not have to go best of 5. Just saying. If you go on 60 games, because you go 60 games, you finish. I mean, the WHL is going to finish before us, so there's going to be some upsets, and I mean, a second round series between a Charlottetown and a St. John, or a Quebec and a Bathurst. I mean, there's going to be teams that are good teams that are going to go out in that second round all over the league.
This is going to be one hell of a playoff.
Yeah.
There could even be upsets in the first round.
Yeah, 100%.
I mean, this is maybe not the West, but in the East.
Yeah.
Holy smokes.
Yeah. Yeah. I feel like in the West, though, you're going to have your teams that are your top 4 are going to get to your top 4.
This East is bonkers. What did I see? Is it right now? Are we against Quebec? Is that what? Did I see that correctly?
We did. Yep. And I'll fill it in. We are against Quebec right now in the
I like
in the
that
East.
matchup.
Yep, I do too. So in the West, as of right now, you'd have Shawinigan, Baie-Comeau, because doesn't the team from the Eastern Conference come all the way up?
If it's
got more points, right? So Victoriaville's got 35 points. Baie-Comeau's got 38. So don't quote us on that, but we'll go with that for now. So Shawinigan, Baie-Comeau, Gatineau, Rouyn-Noranda, Sherbrooke, Blainville, Drummondville, Val-d'Or. And in the Eastern Conference, Charlottetown, Chicoutimi, Quebec, Moncton, St. John, Rimouski, and Bathurst, Halifax, which ties into the next part of the news. If you have $59, folks, I would go ahead and buy the QMJHL playoff package. So those came out today. The full CHL is $89.99. I mean, there's going to be some good games in the WHL between the Edmonton's, Everett's, Winnipeg's. There's going to be good games there. OHL, I'm not sure so much on who's running that show, but in the queue for $59.99, and hopefully the Wildcats give us 50% off for season ticket holders. $59.99, you're going to get unbelievable games throughout the whole playoffs. Like, if the Wildcats are eliminated, we probably will still have some shows because the playoffs are going to be. I mean, we got draft coming up, but also we can talk playoffs, right?
Maybe not every week.
Not every week, no, but every couple weeks after a series is over.
Try to get some guests on and stuff like that.
But no, we can still watch the games.
Oh, yeah.
There's going to be some good games as we get into this. So they came out today, the playoff package again. CHL TV, you can get the whole CHL playoff season for $89.99. That's everything. And OHL, WHL, or Quebec Major Junior League is $59.99. Hashtag not a sponsor. Your QMJHL team of the week, Simon Pinard, 3 games, 8 points. Justin Robidoux, 3 games, 9 points. Perrick Dubé, 4 games, 8 points on the back end. Jeremy Langlois, 2 games, 4 points for the Eagles. Matthias Gauthier, 3 games, 4 points. And in net, Nicholas Hurtubise, 2 games, a .933 save percentage, and 2 goals against average.
When are we going to see a Wildcat on that? It's been a while,
I don't want to say when.
Yeah. I want to touch on one thing back on news and notes here.
Yeah.
So I have it on good information.
Like, do we need the TSN internet or
No.
Okay. Not breaking news then.
Okay. That there have been preliminary discussions within the Rimouski organization to host the 2025 Memorial Cup in Rimouski. And if you look at their roster, so this would be when the 2004s are 20.
Right.
Their 2005s, which is their 16-year-old group, will be 19. And if you look at what they've got, that looks pretty good, right? They had 3 first-round picks last year, I think. So, like, there was, like, Kyle Hagen and Maël Saint-Denis.
Yeah.
There's one guy I'm missing. I think his name starts with an M. He would be in 05.
On D?
Luke Coughlin.
Yeah.
And there's a forward as well. How many first-round picks did they have last year?
3 or 4, and then I think they got
Corso?
Maxime Corso.
That's another one.
Yeah.
Yeah, so Corso.
And they've got 3 this year, and I think 2 the year after that.
So they're sitting pretty if that's in fact what their plan is. And look, at this point, I'm not sure what their 04 group looks like. Like, they've got Aguilar,
Charles Cote.
Yeah, like it's looking good up there in Rimouski for
Jacob Matthew.
Yeah,
and that's it.
Yeah, so they're looking good. Plus what they've got in the pipeline in the cupboards.
Yeah.
But if you want to look right here too in Moncton, like that, the 04 group. I mean, you take Vincent Filion as a 20-year-old goaltender. You take Iasenza as a 20-year-old defenseman. And you take Loshing as a 20-year-old forward. I mean, barring these players going pro in their 20-year-old seasons, which I doubt will happen, maybe Loshing, possibly Iasenza, maybe Filion, but I just don't see it. That's a pretty good,
that 04 group, that's Thomas Auger too.
Yeah. So you've got some choices here.
Yeah.
That's your Augers. You're gonna have a tough choice on who to take as a 20-year-old forward there. Your 05 group is Morin, is Mercier, is Grenier, is Byerjean, it's Lounsbury, it's Saracen, right?
Kiefer Thompson.
You're going to have the 2023 Val-d'Or first-round pick, which is probably going to be a lottery pick. All right, yep. So...
Barbashev, if he's still here, is an 03?
No, the 03s will be out, right? So,
yeah.
I mean, if I'm Moncton, I'm saying let's throw in a hosting bid as well.
Whew.
And try to get that.
That would be something. But is the Q going to want to go 3 maritime teams in a row? And that's the big question.
That is the thing, but right. But it's also
rosters should be fairly even depending on what Richie builds.
Mm-hmm.
But then it comes down to the city, the area, and the arena, right? Mm-hmm. And I don't know Rimouski's arena. I mean, our arena is bigger than Rimouski's, but I don't know where Rimouski's arena is to hotels and situations.
It's Rimouski. It's a small community, a hockey community. You know, it's well positioned. You know, it's only 6 hours from here.
Yep.
So it's a good, beautiful spot right on the the St. Lawrence River. It's a beautiful little city, and I'm sure they can pull together a festival for 10 days. But in terms of arena capacity, events, hotels,
Moncton should.
Moncton's got it, but it all comes down to the selection. Like, that's part of the selection, but it's also, the team
Yeah.
that's going to be on paper
Yeah.
when you submit your bid. So let's I don't know. I think right now Rimouski and Moncton should be throwing bids in for this 2025 Memorial Cup. But yeah, really premature. Just they're chatting about it within their organization.
Which, I mean, you kind of have to when you had 3 first-round picks last year. You got 3 this year, and I think you got 3 after, which helps when you move Biakapatuka and Bolduc, right?
Exactly.
Yeah, so that sets you up real nice. So it should be, that's an interesting little combo, and we'll have to see if Moncton wants to go back to back, or not Moncton wants to go back to back. The Q wants to go back to back to back in the Maritimes. But hey, if that's where the market is, and that's where you can have the best 10-day tournament. That's you got to go where you can have the best tournament. All right, speaking of that team, let's get into the weekly rewind.
Weekly Rewind.
Well, this was fun. The Wildcats go 21-17, 5-1 for 48 points, 5th in the Maritimes, as we just said, 7th in the East, which gives us a series versus Quebec based on points. We're not going to go through this thing game by game by game. Wednesday was a 5-1 loss to Sherbrooke. Friday was a 5-3 loss to Bathurst, and Saturday was a 5-0 loss to the Sea Dogs. So clearly, there's a theme of goals against. I mean, look, it's 3 losses against teams that are top 6 in the division, or top 6 in the queue, really. So you kind of saw it coming. It wasn't going to be an easy stretch. A lot to unpack here. Where do you want to start?
Well, last week we called out the power play.
Yeah.
And
2 for 7 in 3 games.
Well, look, they got 2 power play goals against Bathurst.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
And they were like back-to-back power play goals, so good.
Go Sports.
Yeah, go Sports. Just hope both teams have fun here. I really don't know where to start with these games. The Bathurst game was a cluster of mistakes.
Bathurst was a pointable game.
Yeah,
You had a chance to get a point.
yeah. You were in it.
Yeah.
However, you were not in it to win it.
No.
And that's kind of going to be the whole, I guess, important thing here in the second half with the schedule we have the rest of the way is how many of these games are you going to be in? That's the key thing here. And I think, we said it a lot last year, is that if you compete, I'm happy. I'm not going to sit here and pick a bone with every single player because,
No.
yeah, there's a couple players who I could probably call out right now, but, we've done that in the past, and a certain individual on Twitter just wasn't impressed with us. So let's
Right.
put it that way. So we'll keep it nice and clean here. But I think these players know who they are. If there was we could probably say that these players are cooking up a nice fresh batch of turnovers.
Yes.
Right?
Yes, there could be new businesses
Yep.
of a turnover
There's
in Moncton.
a nice bakery in town
Yes,
with some
absolutely.
turnovers on the menu.
Which isn't really a Lacroix
some
team,
nice,
though.
juicy turnovers.
Yeah.
Filled with stuffing, stuffed with errors.
Yeah.
However, I do think the St. John game was good. I think they played really well. I don't think I can't remember a goal that was faulted. St. John just capitalized on their opportunities. I don't think any of these goals were mistakes.
No, because The DeForest shot was top shelf.
Yeah.
The Lawrence one was tucked in behind. A couple of rebounds that he didn't really have, and they were on top of the crease. So yeah, I don't think there were any bad goals per se. Yeah.
So that's my thing. I know there was the Bathurst game. There was a St. John. There was a third game, wasn't
Sherbrooke last Wednesday.
Right. The Quebec team.
Yeah.
We never see those anymore.
No.
The Sherbrooke game.
Look,
I don't know much about that.
No.
I that was a week ago. I forget already. So you can take that one. But
that one again, a theme. Moncton was in that one in the first period, and Moncton was in the Bathurst one in the first period. Moncton was in the St. John one in the first period. I mean, Bathurst, they got in a little bit of penalty trouble. They got outshot 20-13 against Bathurst, but it's 2-1. You're right in that one. St. John, it's 12-10. St. John's up 1-0. Dufour is Dufour. Like he's having an unreal season. So on the power play, I don't care. Or on the penalty kill, that's fine. That's going to happen against St. John. Sherbrooke, 11-10. Both teams are fast. Both teams are physical. The issue is with this club, and Dan's talked about it on the YouTube postgame shows that they do, or reports. We own postgame. The reports there, they come out in that first period, and it's kind of like they forget they got to go another 40. And it's been a theme that on the postgame shows on Instagram. That's the theme. Sherbrooke, 10 shots in the first period, 5-7 in the third. You're not beating Sherbrooke if you're getting 5 shots in the second period. St. John, 10 shots in the first period, 5-5 in the second. Bathurst, 13 shots in the first, 5 in the second, 8 in the third. So it's something where, I mean, you joked about, can we deny power plays? Can we do the old school peewee or under 11 or whatever it's called, scrape, and then just stay on the ice and play the rest of the second period? Because it's something in that locker room that, I mean, if this team has a lead after the first period, I feel like the second periods are better. If they're down, we get into trouble, right? And, I mean, the biggest takeaway from the Bathurst game, I mean, obviously Auger is done for the year. There's reports it's a broken ankle and a sprained ankle in the other one. It looked
like both ankles.
Yeah, 1-1.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So it was bad, and I said he went down hard. I thought he actually stepped on Turnier's stick, but after watching the replay, it was a hit. And Sean's article on Monday come out. Richie's obviously disappointed in the suspension, as he should be. I mean, we lose a top player for the year, and they're going to get that guy back in 4 games. And this isn't just because it's Auger. It doesn't matter who gets suspended coming off an injury. The suspension is never going to be as long as the injury. Hamel's out now for a couple weeks. I mean, Casey, we're not sure. I think this is a time where, I mean, you got St. John one more time. You got Charlottetown twice, all 3 games on the road. Put the names in a blender and away we go. Switch this thing up. Try and find, because you have to now find Auger's offense, which is 4th on the team, 26 points. He was a very good candidate for Rookie of the Year, who you had picked. But I on the live there, I threw out Loshing, LaBelle, Barbashev, Mercier, Tybell, Kalmakoff, Pavin, Mueller, Daniel, Archibald, and either Lounsbury or Saracen whenever his season's done. I think they were in a championship game in RNH. He's in RNH, right? Prep school, Saracen?
Saracen, yeah.
Yeah, so I think they're in the championship game. So if their season's done, call them up. I mean, you got to get these guys something. And then Kluche on the 4th line, and then your defense, Bellamy, Pilat, Iasenza, Moran, and Olsen and Darcy. And this isn't a demotion for Kalmakoff, but this is a 20-year-old bringing Mercier along. And, you got to find that offense somewhere, so you might as well go to his teammate and best friend, Mercier, and see if you can find some sort of offense. But this is a time to put these lines in a blender and see what you get, because you can't just keep rolling out the same lines. I'm all for chemistry and stuff, but now would be the time to try something new and put these lines together.
Yeah, I have nothing wrong with Alexi Daniel playing on the second line on the right side. Yeah. This isn't anything against him. His game is just more suited for third line.
Shutdown.
Exactly, and he's got that ability to chip in offensively. We've seen he can score.
Yeah.
I would absolutely love to see Mercier on the second line on the right side playing with, a guy like Tybell and Barbashev. Leave that top line as is. Leave it as, I don't care. Loshing, Labelle, Kalmakov, leave that together. That's your top three,
Yeah.
But, Tybell and Barbashev, you can tell their chemistry is coming along. And a player like Mercier who just works his balls off. I've never seen someone, with the exception of obviously Jacob Pelche, come in so young, but work so hard.
Yeah.
Like he's if you don't watch, you need to really watch him away from the puck to really appreciate his game. But he's getting his opportunities. We saw him on a breakaway against St. John. I think he's really timid right now. His breakaway opportunity, he just tried to, basically shoot. He put it right in Couture's glove.
Yeah.
Right? In midget, he would have made a deke. Right? I think he's super timid right now. And I think playing with a couple of guys like Barbashev and Tybell will really help him out. And Alexei Daniel, he can play that offensive game, but he's just more of a third line player.
Yeah.
And so if I were to make any lineup changes, I'm just moving Mercier up and moving Daniel down to the third line. It's I just think leave everything else the way it is. Your top line stays intact.
Yeah.
Tybell and Barbashev stay intact. You just move Mercier up, and Daniel plays with Mueller and
Pavan.
If he's
right? He left the game on Sunday or Saturday. So I just think that Moncton's getting into a situation where if they don't find they're becoming a one-line team. Where if you shut down Loshing, Labelle, and Kalmakov can score, so maybe he elevates Tybell and Barbashev gets points, but I don't mind keeping the top line together either. And switch up the power play. Right? You got to see Mercier on the second unit on the right side.
Another thing we mentioned last week.
Yep. That's why we're throwing things out every week.
This is the stuff I don't understand. It's we're not coaches here, but this just seemed to me like this is Mercier who's going to be getting so much more responsibility next season. Why not start him? Give him the responsibility now.
Yeah.
Right? He was, if he needs anything right now, it's coaching. He came from a midget program. Coaching's it's not the same level.
Mm-hmm.
You're playing with an NHL coach who's probably speaks wonders of him already.
Yep.
Give him the opportunity to play big time minutes with big players, and he's going to produce. He's already producing as a fourth line player. We saw him, a simple play on Saracen's first Q goal, which is a bank off the boards.
Yep.
Right. That's such a simple play. He can make these plays, and he's a playmaker. He can shoot the puck. Just give him the opportunity to play bigger minutes, and he's going to produce. It's to me, I just taking Auger off the right side on the second line and replacing with Mercier. It's the two are balancing each other out. There's no difference between the two players. They're both small, skilled, fast players that are just gonna, the results are gonna be the same. Just give Mercier the opportunity.
Yeah, it kind of sucks too that Hamel's out. I mean, that really limits your defense because you got Dalamont or Darcy. Those were the healthy scratches, and Darcy got in and didn't take any shit from Thomas Casey, from Ryan Francis, who's poking at our goalie up 5-0, and he threw him down, and that's the kind of stuff you're gonna need. And that St. John game, Moncton could have been up 2-1 easily. They hit Archibald had a tip. I think Pilat hit 2 posts, so they're right in that thing. And like I said, this is kind of the time to try something new. You got 2 against Charlottetown, and they're a little bit banged up. They're missing 3 players. They're still going to be really good. This is our first time getting to see them. It won't be live, but this post-trade deadline. So, you're just trying to get better every night, and that's exactly what a Dan Lacroix team has done in the past 2 years. And they're competing every night and they're showing up every night. They do seem like they're a little bit more undisciplined than they used to be.
And it's just the young.
Yeah.
It's young, right? It's they don't have that leader that we've
Right.
had in previous years that, to kind of calm them down and
Shout out Chris, he asked who the leader was going to be in the preseason.
yeah. No,
Guy.
didn't happen.
No.
Honestly, I think the leader we had, was released at Christmas time, and that was
Yeah.
Jacob Stewart, right?
Yep.
Like he seemed like such a calming influence, someone that's been around the team for years, he's learned from, the Asperos, the Sears, the McKennas, the Pelches. He's learned from them.
Mhm.
And then even Jacob Hudson last season. And we thought someone like Francis Langlois would be that person this year in the second half, but he's gone off and
MIA.
disappeared,
Yeah.
right? So we don't have that presence in the locker room. You'd think it would maybe be a Hamel, but he's being that leader, but he's also just not the same type of leader.
Yeah,
Right.
yeah. He's the
uh,
quiet leader, not
yeah.
the.
Yeah, and I think that's what it's missing. They're missing that dressing room presence that just tells them, look, relax.
Yeah.
Don't grab and hold on to players. Just challenge these players and just do whatever you can to disrupt the play and not take penalties. And
Yeah.
that's a big thing right now. Is they're missing leadership, and it's another thing. I think that there's no one on the younger group that I think is stepping forward. Like you look at Anaya Senza, like his game's starting to take off here. I just don't know where his leadership where he stands on the leadership totem pole, I guess
Yeah.
you want to put it
Yeah,
that
yeah.
way. And when Nathan Casey was brought in, he was touted as being a future captain. Well, he's always, he seems to be hurt all the time, so it's hard to be a future captain if you're constantly on the injured list. So it's tough to really find someone who's going to take that next step on the team.
And that's why we probably haven't given the C yet to a younger guy for the next couple of years. And this is the year to try and see which one of them kind of takes a leadership role, whether, whoever it may be. But yeah, I didn't even think that the leadership that we had could have been unfortunately released at Christmas as part of doing business. So like I said, we got Charlottetown on St. Patrick's Day tomorrow, and then we got St. John on the Saturday and Charlottetown again on the Sunday. All 3 games on the road. So they're not home till the 22nd and the 24th. So get your tickets. I mean, there's 40. Got to find the Sunday game. Nope. No. Yeah, 4,200 people. Yeah, 4,200 Saturday against St. John. So, I mean, that's the best part is the team's getting the support from the fans. So continue to get your tickets at Ticketmaster, and let's get to everyone's favorite. I always do this. Everyone's favorite part of the show.
Eric Murray, Realtor. Buy a house from him. Stick Tap of the Week.
I didn't realize this show was that. We're just moving along here.
Yeah,
man.
we're moving.
So this stick app of the week it's not someone you're going to be able to tag on the old Instagram or whatever. But it's a very important message that I'm about to deliver here.
Uh-oh.
So, as you know, Monday, we are kind of gone with the whole masking, of course, and we're kind of back to normal-ish, if you want to put it that way.
Yep.
Respect.
Yeah.
Respect is going to be a big thing now.
R-E-S-P-C-T.
Yeah,
Find out
right,
what
but
it means to me.
It's such a funny thing because it's a month ago you could walk into a grocery store and you're wearing your mask and there's someone there that's not wearing a mask and you give them a dirty look.
Yep.
And you're like, you know what? You never know. You never know what they're going through. But now it's the same. It's like the roles have reversed where, it just seems, 90% of the people out there right now are not going to be wearing masks, and there's going to be people that still need one. They still need to wear one because of, you know, maybe they're in, yeah, maybe they're still, maybe they have COVID because they don't need to isolate anymore.
Yeah.
Or maybe they're immunocompromised, and you just don't know this. I went
Maybe
to
their family member. Or
yeah, like I went to the gym this morning, and you know the younger people were not wearing masks, but the older people were, and it just, I don't want it to get to a point where, you know, there's a division where it's, oh well, you know, why are you still wearing a mask? If someone's
Yeah.
still wearing a mask, show them the, you know, if anything, just say thank you for still wearing a mask, right? It's
Yeah.
like, you know, a month ago I wouldn't have if I saw somebody at Superstore not wearing a mask, I wouldn't have went up to them and said thank you for not wearing a mask, right? Like it's just a different life right now, and it's going to take time to adjust. So just be respectful. You never know what these people are going through, why they're still wearing a mask, you know, who they're protecting as to why they're still wearing a mask. My mom's still wearing a mask.
Mhm.
You know, if I go to a hockey game and there's, you know, I'm sitting beside people I don't know, I might wear one for all I know, right? But I will say that it was nice to see so many beautiful smiling faces, right? Like it was such a weird thing for me to go to work today and not have to wear a mask.
Yeah.
Talking to people and they actually see what I look like, and you know, it's just what a crazy life that we live in. And
Yeah.
like it's to think we don't have to wear a mask at hockey games anymore. Don't have to wear a mask at the gym anymore.
Grocery shopping.
Grocery shopping.
Although you do it online after your revelation 2 weeks
Yeah,
ago.
my mind blowing Walmart
And
experience.
Superstore.
Yeah, and Superstore.
I work at Moncton Honda and in the service department, and I would say probably 90% of people had their masks on today.
Yeah.
And by today, I mean Monday when this was recorded. I mean, I'm still going to wear mine because of what Layla and I are going through. But, you know, the Avenir Center, I just brought it up as Jeremy was talking. Proof of vaccination no longer required. Masks are not mandatory. However, you're still allowed to wear one. And social distancing and seating pods are gone. So they're back to 100% capacity. And I'll probably wear mine on the concourse and then take it off at my seat.
Yeah.
Just to, you know, there's a lot of people I talk to that they're just not sure about this whole thing. So they're going to keep it on and see just kind of how this goes for 2 weeks or a month. And I'm kind of into that same realm. So
And
it's all personal choice.
It is personal choice. And you know, respect is respect matters. And I think Craig Eagles had a perfect tweet like 2 weeks ago where, you know, he just, that day that they had that press conference, and he goes in and he talks to his students about it at Moncton High, about how, you know, there's still going to be kids that are at a high school that are still going to be wearing masks. Like Avery went to school today and said there was only, you know, one kid in her class that was wearing a mask.
Yeah.
And I was like, you know what? That's fine. I told her, I was like, look, whatever you do, honey, just if someone decides to wear a mask, don't say anything. You know, just let them wear a mask. My nephews, there was one person wearing a mask in their class because the kid had COVID over March break. But because you don't need to isolate anymore, this kid's still going to school.
Yeah.
Right? So it's this is going to take some time to adjust. And I don't want to go political, but, you know, if you ask me, I think we'll probably be wearing them again by the fall. Yeah, we'll see about that. It's just be kind to one another and respect everyone's choice.
Love it.
The Stick Tap of the Week, sponsored by Eric Murray Real Estate with the RE/MAX Avante team. If you're looking to buy or sell a home in the Greater Moncton or surrounding area, make sure to check him out on social media or give him a call at 506-863-8802.
That's a good one. That's going to be tough to tag on Instagram, but I'll see what I can do. Maybe hashtag respect instead. That might be
Tag Aretha Franklin.
Yeah, exactly. All right. That brings us to the Wildcast Wildcat of the Week. Rosemary Lynn Massage back for another year. Right now, Angelina and Nicole are accepting new clients, and they do direct bill. Give them a call at 506-830-1224 and or Instagram Rosemary_Lynn_massage. Wildcast of the Week. Well, it wasn't a great week for the Wildcats, so we're going to go with a guy that just kind of keeps rolling along. 3 points in the 3 games. Was a third star in the St. John game, which, I mean, there wasn't a lot going on in that game. So he was the best player in the ice, 5 shots, trying to make things happen. There's really not much left to be said of this player. But the Wildcats Wildcat of the Week is number 9, Brooklyn Kalmakoff.
I kind of want them to start playing like the Crime Time WWE entrance song. Brooklyn, Brooklyn. Like when he...
Honestly, I was waiting for the PA guy to be like Bubba, Bubba, Bubba,
Oh,
but
my
he
God.
rolls his ends like, you know, the Kalmakoff. Yeah, honestly, I thought we were gonna get something like that. That'll do it for the show. A couple things that we kind of forgot about to talk about.
What?
Well, Jordan Spence made his debut for the LA Kings.
First NHL point.
And look, I tweeted it from, there's not a lot of firsts you can do in the NHL or pro sports nowadays, it seems. But the first Japanese citizen and the first Australian to play in the NHL. So that's unreal. It's good to see him getting a team. And he's not even like getting minutes on a team that's bottom 5 in the league. Like they're right there in the playoff race. Yeah. The other thing we buried, and I can't believe you forgot about it. Baseball, bro.
Oh my God, baseball! Yeah,
baseball.
So excited!
It's back. They missed the first 2 series, so there's still
playing them, though.
180 some games left, I think.
Yeah,
they are. They're actually replaying them.
They're going to play them. I'm pretty sure they are. Yeah. They're going to somehow manage to fit it into a. I think what their plan is these games that were scheduled.
Yep.
Like, let's say the Blue Jays missed the opening weekend against the Yankees.
Yep.
Well, later on in the season, in a series against the Yankees, they're going to play like a doubleheader.
Oh, okay. I thought they play like, instead of a 3-game set, they play a 4-game set.
Yeah, so they're going to do like a doubleheader.
All right.
And I'm pretty sure. Don't quote me on that one, but yeah, I think that's how they're going to do.
2 questions for you.
Okay.
How many games are you going to go to? And where do the Blue Jays finish? Or do you want to wait till spring training is over?
For sure. I'm going to one for sure. I will be at the July 29th game against the Detroit Tigers. I already have tickets. Let's put it that 50% discount with Rogers. What up?
Hashtag not a sponsor.
Correct. We're waiting on this. It might be announced, or maybe it's just a false rumor. Former Major League Baseball player Carlos, is it Baerga?
Baerga, yeah.
Put on his Instagram that the Blue Jays have signed Freddie Freeman. So, but he's the only one saying that. And if that's the case, well, Vladimir Guerrero Jr. is our first baseman. Freddie Freeman's a first baseman. Are you just going to rotate these two as like DH first base, DH first base, DH first base? If they can get Freddie Freeman, this team is legit. Like, they've got like one of the top starting rotations in all of baseball.
I don't understand that move.
Yeah. So he's not resigning with the Braves.
No,
because the Braves went and got Matt Olson from
that sucks.
And they're in a trade.
Yeah. But I just don't understand why like the Blue Jays, you want to go get
He's Canadian.
I know he's one of the best players in the baseball, but I don't understand why you want to alternate between Freeman and Guerrero and not have Guerrero be your full-time first baseman all the time.
Yeah, but people are saying now people are saying that Vladimir Guerrero updated his Instagram profile to say Toronto Blue Jays third baseman.
Oh, okay. I thought he was mad or something.
So now people are like, oh, well, this means he's coming. Well, apparently some people are saying, yeah, but his profile has always said Toronto Blue Jays third baseman.
So
Then update your freaking Instagram, Vladimir Guerrero Jr.
So you'd have if he was third, you'd have Freeman, Bichette, Biggio, Guerrero. And then Springer at center field.
Springer center field, Teoscar Hernandez, and I'm missing one.
Yeah.
Who's the other?
I don't.
Who's their other freaking outfielder? Oh my god!
Wasn't that the guy that set the home run?
No, he signed. He took a deal. That was Marcus Semien.
Oh, Simeon.
Yeah,
he was a shortstop,
Oh
right?
my god!
Well, you find that, but yeah, I mean,
George Springer, Teoscar Hernandez, Randall Grichuk,
Grichuk.
and Lourdes Gurriel Jr.
Oh yeah, the hair guy.
Yeah,
Yeah. That's a pretty good infield outfield. Like that's a really good infield if
yeah.
if Guerrero's playing third.
Yeah, and then Danny Jansen is catcher. Reese McGuire, I think, is still around. And then your top 5 pitching is Alex Manoah, Kevin Gosman.
Isn't Tight Pants there?
Tight Pants, no.
Ray?
He signed somewhere else.
Oh, okay.
Oh my God, who's their?
In fairness, I didn't give you time to prepare for this.
Who? So Manoah, Kevin Gosman. They just signed a left-hander, a Japanese left-hander.
Ryu isn't.
Yeah, Hunjing Ryu is the other one.
Yeah.
Jose Barrios and oh my God, they just signed him the other day. UC Kikuchi.
That's
right.
fun.
So like literally one of the top. Like this is arguably one of the top 5 starting rotations in all of baseball.
Right.
Um,
So the only problem with this team will still be the manager.
I guess. Like I mean, you're.
And I don't follow. I'm just going off a few.
I
few
guess if
tweets,
you want to
right?
put it as manage, yeah, maybe.
Yeah.
Like, I'm not a big fan of him, but some people like him, some people don't. But if you're on a team like this, like, how much coaching do you really need?
I don't know if it's so much coaching as the right time to take out the starter and the bullpen and that kind of stuff and not try to get into the analytics of baseball that doesn't allow guys to see a rotation 3 times. And I mean, there's new rules. I mean, you can't do the bases are bigger. There's no shift. There's a pitch clock. So it's kind of new things that everyone's gonna have to get used to. But it's exciting for yourself and Dobson and all baseball fans out there. I'm not a big baseball guy per se until the playoffs,
Yeah.
but like you're with Gonzaga, low key Braves fan here for.
Yeah.
So it's
Like it's not only like they've got so Danny Jansen, Reese McGuire, and Alejandro Kirk. So Alejandro Kirk, like if you're short and stumpy, like this is you in baseball. Like this guy's like 5'8" and 265 pounds.
nice.
That's literally me. I weigh 265 pounds and I'm 5'8".
Whew.
Like it's
Yeah.
like, and this guy crushes balls. Like he's not a power hitter, but he's a contact hitter.
Yeah.
Every time he goes up there, he's literally hitting a ball.
Oh.
Like he's putting it in play. And even their bullpen looks good. Like if you can have someone like Nate Pearson in your bullpen, where this guy was literally drafted as
Wasn't he the next one?
yeah, like he was the next one, but their starting rotation's so good. You can have this guy come in the 8th inning and throw 100 miles an hour.
Yeah.
And then close it out with Jordan Romano. Like this team is very good.
Got you excited.
And I'm very excited. And I was, when I started getting these tweets from Jeff Payson saying baseball is back, I was like, all right, let's like LFG, like let's go. And then we got the email the other day about the, single game tickets for the Jays. And I was like, you know what? If I'm in Ontario, I'm going to be there the last weekend of July.
Yeah.
I'm going to this game. So I got my tickets, $45, first level, 10 rows up.
It's just kind of good to see like the fans of Toronto Blue Jays are going to get a full season of this team. Like they've kind of been shafted for the 2 years in COVID with the travel and everything.
100%
So
capacity at the Rogers Center.
it'll be good if this team's winning and that AL East is going to be some sort of a division. But
And even last year, I'm sorry, I'm just we could be a Blue Jays podcast here. For
we
all
couldn't
know,
be, but yeah,
just last year, in those tight games in the Septembers, 50% capacity, that place sounded like it was full.
yeah. And there's more playoff teams too this year, I think. So
yeah.
the Blue Jays should make the playoffs.
So to think that this place with this team, 100% capacity at the Rogers Center, on a Friday night with Guerrero crushing bombs and this place is going to go off, and I could not be more excited.
So if you want to stay tuned for the hockey talk, thank you. If you want to stay tuned for some Blue Jays talk, Boucher will I really appreciate that. But that's it for the show this week. Again, thanks for downloading. Thanks for supporting. We will see you next Wednesday.
The following announcement has been paid for by the New World Order.